Yo, what's good? What's good? Stormy B Man, and I am back, welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormy B Man. Man, what a day of boxing, huh? What's really going on? We got a lot of fight cards to cover today. Lots of fights. Man. There's, in the background on my monitor, fight still playing out for Showtime with Mendoza versus Fundora. They're in the 6th round of a 12-round fight. No telling what it's going to be. Let's see here. Man, I don't know, y'all. Don't know. Want to say welcome to everybody that's out there. If you guys can hear me okay, put a 1 in the chat, because I noticed that my audio was acting a little funny. Okay, so y'all can hear me okay? Thanks, Jared. Appreciate you. Yeah, so we've already had the conclusion of the Shakur Stevenson fight. That wrapped up about 20 minutes ago. I was going to go live immediately. Then I realized the Bam Rodriguez card was just about in the 9th round. So I wanted to wait till that ended. I watched the finale of that. But I switched over now to the Showtime card. Man, they really suck for putting all these fights on at the same time when we could have had a full day of boxing. People would rather have a full day, rather than it just be, what they ended up doing to us. I just don't understand what they doing, man. Let's see here. There is some funny business going on with my audio settings here. I can't quite figure it out yet, but I'm going to try to. Cause I'm looking I'm looking at my grid right in front of me, family. Holy smokes! Thanks for telling me there, Chi-Town. I turned my head from the TV screen because I'm looking at my holy smokes. Hold on, fam. I'm gonna don't nobody go anywhere. I gotta try something. So I'll be right back. We are back, family. We are back, and I fixed the audio situation. I knew that there was something going on. My audio wasn't correct. It wasn't complete. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, last night I was asked on the show, is there a chance for any upsets on the cards tonight? And this was the fight I said. This was the fight I said. Oh my goodness. A walk-off home run. Rojai, do you remember last night? We talked about that, right? We talked about this. Salute to Brian Mendoza, man. We talked about this last night, Chi-Town, didn't we? On the chop session last night. We talked about this. If there was a chance for an upset in any other fights for this weekend. Holy smokes, man. But you know what? I said that Brian Mendoza can punch, and if he can get on the inside in there and hit this guy, but it's going to take some work. But listen, from what I just watched there, because I actually had my head away from the TV screen when it went down, because I was looking at my audio on my sound here. But listen, did you see where Fundora's hands were? Did you see where his hands were? He's so accustomed to people not being able to deal with that height, right? Dude, you got to keep your hands up at all times. You got to protect yourself. I don't care if you're 7 foot tall. Michael Moore, back in the early 90s, fought a guy named Mike the Giant White. He was a 7-foot tall heavyweight. He's like 6'11". And the bell rang for the first round. Mike White walked out there toward Michael Moore, threw a couple of jabs. Michael Moore slipped the jabs and came over with his straight left on his chin and boom! Dropped him to the canvas right away. He ended up stopping the guy similarly, but it was within the opening of the first round. Look at this. This dude, hands down, yeah, he ate it all, man. He ate it all. He ate it all. Woo! We really get a knockout. We really get a knockout to end the night, man. That's what's up, man. That is what is up. The towering inferno has burned to the ground. Woo! Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Oh man, couldn't have asked. Couldn't ask for a better way to send it all off for the evening, man. Salute to Brian Mendoza. Let me change my image on the screen there to Fundora versus Mendoza since that fight just ended. Look at Jim Gray laughing, smiling. Fundora, what are you going to do now? I think I'm going to go into selling shoes. Timber! Woo! Hey, let's take a look at this. Let's hear what he got to say. Let's see. Can you describe what happened here?
It looks like, tell us from your vantage point right here. You come with the uppercut and he catches you.
Oh, it was that left hook, bro.
You know, he was throwing that overhand right all night, and I was dodging, but that's boxing. The second you fall asleep, you'll get punished.
No, the second you get punished, you fall asleep, motherfucker. That's what happens. He got hit with a left hook. A left hook. See, that's not a punch he used to get hit with a lot because he's so tall. But he was stooping down, had his hands low, and Brian Mendoza said, "Here's one for the fans." Boop! Right upside his head. Oops.
And it's easy to say at this point, but are you sorry that you took this? No. This is boxing. We gotta fight. We gotta make these fights, you know. But again, I'll be back. Congratulations to Brian Mendoza. He did his thing. And like I said, we'll be back. You will be. Glad you're okay. Thank you so much, Sebastian. All right, Laurel, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. As Brian Mendoza gambled, bet on himself.
Man, Brian Mendoza gonna get dinner. He gonna get drinks. He gonna get everything tonight. You understand? That brother gonna celebrate. Listen, man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. You gotta love boxing, huh? You gotta love it, man. A left hook right on the chin, followed up by the right, because the left hook put him to sleep. The right hand actually put the covers over him. Yeah. Yeah, man. Look at that smile on Mendoza's face, man. That boy, you can see all 32 teeth in his mouth. And Fundora still squinting like he can someone give me my glasses now? All it takes is one. We say it all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. But all it takes is one. I love it. I love it, man. What a way to end the night, man. Oh, man. That's what's up. That is what is up, family. Man. They taking pictures. Look at that. He got my man, your Dennis Ugas is in the locker room with him. That's what's up. I love it, man. Salute to this guy, man. Salute to him, man. And it's not even about having hate for Fundora. It's about having support for a guy that, you know, they pick him because they figured, you know, the height and reach was going to be trouble and everything. And for most guys, it is. But you know what? Lubin proved to him that if you hit him on the chin, something can happen. But guess what Mendoza did? That was a three-piece. That wasn't a single shot, even though the single shot had him hurt really, really bad. But to follow up with 2 and 3, and the guy went down. Man, he hit him with that 1, 2, 3, and the ref said 8, 9, 10. You're out. Man. Man. What's good, family? What's good? Let's see who we got in the building here. Let's see who we got in the building. I've been trying to get out here and get this show going for you guys. Jared 011 Green was first in the building saying salute. Cassandra was out there. What's good with you, Cassandra? Appreciate you. King Corleone was in the building. Chi-Town is in the building. Jared 011 Green again. Rojai. Woke. Mr. Shelton. What's good with you? Rojai said, bro, I'm trying to process this. Hey, watch the replay like we all doing. Enjoying every moment of it. Jeff, the producer, is in the building. Sylvester's out there saying, Stormy B, man, what's good? What's good with you? Rojai says, Mike White almost broke the canvas when he fell, didn't he? He hit the canvas hard, too. Looked like he had got shot from a rifle. Stephen L. McIntyre, he said, Timber Learn is in the building. He says, damn. Thrill Hill out there. William Old School, what's good with you? T-Berry out there with those channel emojis. I appreciate you, T-Berry. Teach says, I am not happy. Back in his back of the South saying, salute to the Grandmaster Stormy. What's good with you? Back in his back. T-Berry says, nice 3-piece. Spicy Mendoza. Woo! Mr. Shelton says he knocked the sonic rings out of that boy. Man. Jeff, the producers out there, I didn't see you, Jeff. What's good with you? Soul Power, aka Ganged Up Kennels, he says, peace and blessings to the family. What a great night of boxing. It sure ended on a good note, I'll tell you that. Oh, man. I am so geeked up right now. Teach says, that took a piece of my soul. That's why I like to call you Learn. Because you still got a lot to learn, bruh. Wookie Wook, man, where you been? I ain't seen you in a long time. He says, I swear I've been waiting on this big, tall MF to get knocked out. Hey, Wookie Wook, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Tell us how you really feel. Gary Duck Kendall says, let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Oh, man. Hey, man, I got a hearty laugh. I can't help it, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. I like to see you guys out there with the smiley faces and stuff, man. But I'm going to tell you, when stuff is funny, man. This dude got cracked. And I knew when I saw the Lubin fight, I was like, Lubin was throwing one bomb at a time. This guy, Mendoza, he's known as a puncher. That fight he lost against Jesus Ramos always, after the weigh-in, he rehydrates up a couple of weight classes. He's very strong for the weight. So when they put the young Spencer in there with a Spencer, you know, Spencer ran into that problem. But let me tell you something. This big old goofy here, Fundora, he has bad technique. He likes to fight on the inside. He keeps his hands low. He won't use the jab and everything and use his extremities. I talked about that in my breakdown video. All you got to do is wait for him to make a mistake. And I said that in the video. And Mendoza was in there. He was in there and he waited and the moment arrived. Go back and watch my breakdown video. You'll see. Stormy B Man be talking about this stuff all the time. Antonio MMA, what's good with you, brother? He says, salute Sensei, Fundora got killed. Oh, man, you guys are something else, man, with your comments out here tonight. Wookie Wook says, I've been waiting for a while for this one. Hey, man. As Jim Lampley said when George Foreman knocked out Michael Moore, it happened. It happened. What's really jacked up was I wasn't even looking at the screen when it happened. I had just looked up and was looking at my laptop because I had recognized my audio output wasn't working properly, even though you guys could hear me. So I had to reboot it, you know, and then it came back like it's supposed to, because I could see the graphics when they move. It wasn't moving for the output. Yeah, man. What a night of boxing, huh? We've come to an end of a great evening of boxing, overlapping cards once again. But listen, man, that right there, it needs no more explanation. You guys have given great commentary, post-fight commentary in the chat on this one. I think everybody kind of wanted, to see the towering inferno come tumbling down. Everybody except for Learn, but that's why, he's Learn, huh? He be writing his name as Teach. But listen, man, it's always something that you have to show people sometimes. And on this night, Learn, it's no difference. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Salute to Drew Titan out there. What's good with you, Drew Titan? Man, let me tell you something. You know what? Listen. Hey, I love walk-off home runs, don't you? You go to a baseball game, you want to see a home run. But ain't nothing like a walk-off home run when it's like you ready to go. It's been a long night. You ready to go home and go to bed, and your team hit a home run and they win the game, and you go home happy. That feeling is like you won a championship. It's a great feeling. Walk-off home runs are always a great feeling, man. Always. And that's what I call a fight like that. When it ends like that, that's a walk-off home run, bro. Walk-off home run. Some people don't have appreciation for that. Yeah, Drew, that was past due, right? Well, you know what? Rent was due. The landlord came and collected tonight. Fundora was sitting there without a bed. He was on the canvas. Woo! I ain't making fun of it. I'm just having fun at the way that the evening ended, man. Salute to T Berry out there in the super chat. He says, buddy got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. Appreciate you, T Berry. Man. Mendoza turned Fundora into fondue. Hey man, it is what it is. Don't I say it all the time? These guys, you get in there against somebody who can punch back. This is exactly what can happen, huh? You in there beating up on people who are afraid and covering up, and guys who are tough but they're not skilled. Well, Mendoza can fight. I always said that. So, an upset was in the making, huh? David slew Goliath. Man. What can we say, family? What can we say, huh? Dang. But hey, let me get to the Shakur Stevenson fight, man, because that's one that we got to talk about. Because they had some shenanigans going down in that right there, right? But let me first of all say this about Shakur Stevenson, man. I am excited for him at lightweight. You are about to see something similar to Shane Mosley. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all forget Sugar Shane was a lightweight, right? Y'all forget that. And he was so good at lightweight, he skipped over junior welterweight and moved right on up to 147. But Sugar Shane was really fast. And this kid is orthodox and can box better than Sugar Shane. Now, you ain't going to hear nobody else put that together, huh? And if they do, thanks Stormy, because I said it here first tonight. Sugar Shane, Shakur Stevenson, the two double S, huh? Yeah. Man, Shane, I'm calling Shakur Shane already. Shakur was putting combinations together on that boy head and body and head and chin and body and breadbasket and body. Man, let me tell you something. That Japanese dude thought he was surrounded, huh? He was like, look at all these ninjas up here in the ring with me, huh? But it was only one guy there. And for Isaac Cruz, the one who is calling himself that, but his name is Isaac, huh? Cruz, who said, I don't want to fight him because he's going to be moving around. Well, I got news for you. This guy is the new Pocket Rocket. Yeah! Shakur Stevenson, the new Pocket Rocket. He could stand right in the midst of the storm and pick you apart. Take your heart. Yeah! Where's Tank Davis at? Oh, I heard something about Tank saying he's interested in fighting Inoue. Isn't Inoue a little small for Tank? Uh-huh. Shakur ain't. And I'll tell you somebody else who don't want none of Shakur. Loma. No more Chinko. Yeah. Huh? Let me tell you something about Shakur Stevenson, man. He probably should have turned pro at this weight. Did you see the confidence in him? Picking off the guy's shots at certain times, slipping the shots at other times, making a miss, covering up, pulled a rope-a-dope on the chump for a few minutes. All this, he's showing skill. Let me tell you something, man. This kid was boxing. I'm going to tell you something. I ain't seen inside fighting like that from a complete fighter. Now, this is really going to pull your coattails right here when I say this. I haven't seen inside fighting like that since James Toney. And we're talking about when James Toney was at like super middleweight. That kid looked awesome. He was confident. He was capable. He has power, y'all. He has power. And the accuracy. He hit that kid, Yoshino, on the chin. That first knockdown, he hit him on the chin. That left came straight down the pike on the chin. Wang! And that boy legs turned to spaghetti. Yeah. Then he put him down again. The only soiled aspect of this fight was the referee stepping in too early. Ref, I understand. You might like Shakur. You might even be a guy from New Jersey or something, the hometown state, whatever. But you have to let this come to its conclusion. It was gonna happen. The knockout was coming. Either that or the corner would have had to stop it because he was taking punishment. But ref, you jumped the gun, bro. You a preemie, huh? You a preemie, huh? You one of them dudes that be promising the ladies, girl, I'ma rock your world, huh? And when she unzip your fly, you go bye-bye. That's you, ref. Whatever your name is. Somebody record his name because I ain't got time because he ain't worth nothing. But the ref jumped in a little too soon, huh? This ain't the easy bake oven, huh? You gotta let him cook. And Shakur was definitely taking him into deep sea. And the last thing to happen was for him to take the dive. And you ended the night too soon that we didn't get to see him knock the guy out. It was coming. This is what the greats do. They build the blocks for a knockout. We don't need a ref who ain't got no guts and nuts, huh? Stopping fights too soon. Oh, I couldn't stand the blood. Sit your ass down somewhere. Why do you want to become a referee, huh? Chump. If you was refereeing a basketball game, you'd swallow your whistle, huh? Seriously. Shakur Stevenson didn't need your help. He was going to work like a technician in there. He was going to work on Yoshino. I could have sworn Shakur came out of Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury and they told him Shakur was from the Chingwu school and the Japanese was right there and he was like, you Japanese, kill my master. Shakur went after the dude. He was giving him a lesson. He was giving the dude a lesson. And the referee jumped the gun. Man, Shakur came out there like he was looking at Yoshino, banging him to the head, banging him to the body, hitting him on the chin.
For my own sake, I can't afford to call you my comrade. You're gonna die.
That was Shakur talking to Yoshino, huh? Yeah. Doing his damn Richard Steele impersonation. I do not like. Salute, watcher. I see you out there. Dank Father, what's good with you? No, man, the referee, he really jumped the gun. See, and that's what this is how you know the one thing that's consistent in boxing is poor judging and poor referees. The fighters do their jobs. Some of them step into the position of being professional. But when you have bad judges or bad referees, this is the kind of stuff that happens. We've seen fights where fighters can come back from the brink. So for him to jump in there and stop this fight like that, Yoshino was a tough man. You have to break him down. He knocked out the other Inoue, and then he knocked out Nakatani. So this wasn't no chump. But we need the fights to come to their conclusion, bro. See, you think you're making it look better for Shakur by stepping in and stopping that. But that doesn't make it look better. It actually makes it look bad. It's an unsatisfactory ending because we know what was coming. If you watch, you could see this kid was putting it together. He was putting it together. It was building the blocks for a knockout. I just did a show talking about that last week. You have to set the knockout up. You have to build the blocks to a knockout. Shakur was doing it. It was like he listened to my Tuesday tussle from last week. My Tuesday tussle from last week. Let me pull up my show. Finding Your Way in Boxing. This past Tuesday. That was the title of my show, Finding Your Way in Boxing. And I spoke about building the blocks toward finishing a fight off, finishing a fighter off. I talked about how the guys today don't bang on the chin. I talked about their punching accuracy not being there, how you have to punch placement is imperative for success. Because guys just ball their fists up like Keyshawn Davis in the earlier fight. He was whacking Yidget with punches, but he wasn't punching with the accuracy to get him up out of there with pinpoint placement. When you punch like that, you tense yourself up. Experienced fighters can tell where the punches are coming from. Yidget was not athletically gifted enough to hang in there with Keyshawn, but he was doing some technical things that made me realize where Keyshawn's shortcomings are. But Shakur was operating on a totally different level. This man came into the fight after having said he didn't think that Shakur was much of a puncher. And Shakur's response was, well, he was going to have to find out. And he was running him into shots after shots after shots. The body work was what was going to get it done, people. I could have seen Yoshino going down from a shot to the body because the rib cage, the breadbasket, and the liver were wide open for Shakur's punches. His check hook was excellent. His straight left was pinpoint accurate. And he was throwing it at different levels. The straight left, throwing it sometimes to the chest, sometimes to the head. He was really working this guy over like a surgeon, people. Go back and watch the fight. You will have a greater appreciation for what he was able to do if you go back and watch it. Forget about the referee. That's over with now. But watch Shakur's performance. And he stepped around. He gave angles. This guy thought he was going to run. Like Isaac tried to say. He thought he was going to be out there moving around. But he turned him like Sweet Pea Whitaker used to do. That kid is good. He's good. No, T-Berry, he was not trash. Don't say that. See, this is the thing I want you guys, please, if you come around here, okay, I talk boxing. When somebody is trash, I'll say it. But just because a guy loses the fight or is getting his ass whooped doesn't necessarily connotate that he's trash. Everybody is not elite and everybody is not trash. This guy, as I said, beat the other Inoue, the bigger Inoue, and he beat Nakatani, knocked him out. Loma didn't knock him out. Teofimo didn't knock him out. Loma got a stoppage, which is totally different. He knocked him out. He's a tough fighter who is a road warrior. He has won tough fights on the road. Most of his fights in Japan, but when he's fought internationally, he's been in situations where you got to pull those victories out. And here he is coming in here to Shakur's hometown. And if Shakur was trash, it would have gotten shown tonight. But he took him apart like a veteran. He took him apart like a veteran. Yeah, T-Berry, don't take offense to what I'm saying because I speak emphatically, but this is the thing that I want to stress. Shakur is that freaking good, y'all. You just heard me put him in there with Shane Mosley at lightweight. He's a southpaw. If Shakur wants to go out there and start banging guys out of there, he can. You know why? Because he has punch placement, he has ring IQ, he has excellent balance, footwork, and he is accurate with his shots, and he can make you miss and make you pay. And I have yet to see him come in out of condition. And this is the scariest part about all of it. He knows he's good, but he's not a braggart. He doesn't walk around like a Keyshawn Davis who ain't done nothing yet. Still got doo-doo in his drawers, huh? But Shakur is on a different level. I'm talking about Clarissa Shields like level. Yeah. If Devin decides to move up and wait for him at a higher weight, that'll be good because that'll be a great fight to look forward to in a couple of years. But right now, I want to see Shakur bang up all these other guys who are pretenders. And I will include Tank Davis in that number if he does not want to see this kid. Because Tank people have him moving really funny. They do. That was such an excellent performance by him tonight. Outside of the ref stepping in, you can't give him an A grade because of the referee. But had that ref allowed that fight to go to its conclusion, he could have come out with an A plus. Because I was sitting there marveling at how he was systematically taking this fighter apart. That boy was Michael Jordan tonight in boxing. And Hugh Hollins is blowing the whistle for Michael Jordan for a change. It was not. No, dang father, I'm not saying that he didn't put on an A performance. What I said was the referee's interference stopped the A performance because I knew what was coming. I've seen this rodeo before. I've seen the greats like a James Toney. Imagine when you saw James Toney fighting Vasily Girov, huh? And how he took Girov apart, banging him to the body, hitting him with those clean shots, and Girov just kept coming, and James Toney was eating him up, taking him apart, and finally Girov just kind of fell apart. He made it to the final bell, but James Toney beat the hell out of him. And that was what was happening tonight with this fight. Shakur was putting on the same type of performance. The boy was in the pocket, bro. Like a wallet. He did a... Listen, man. For me to talk about Shane Mosley and James Toney, who are an era before him, my contemporaries, that lets you know, that alone lets you know what I think of the performance. And that's what I'm looking at, the performance. And who was in there with him. There are fighters, Cruz, Loma, that will not take the punishment that that kid was taking, but he was going to go out. What's interesting, 817 and T Berry, is the both of those guys are southpaws, huh? That's what's interesting. And one is a power puncher, but I'll tell you, just like Shakur said about Tank, when somebody asked him after he's moved up to this weight class, they had asked him in an interview, they said, what do you think about Tank's punching power? And how do you think you could hold up to that? He was like, why should I be worried about that? He ain't going to hit me with none of it. I love that comment because this is a fighter who has ring generalship, footwork, ring IQ, and the ability to double and triple up on shots and punch from angles. That's a damn good fight. That's a damn good fight. And you guys, whether you like one guy or the other, should not stand in the way of the fight taking place. Push for the fight so we can see a classic, a modern day classic. Because if you don't press for the fight, they will find reasons not to make the fight. Look at these other two welterweights who ain't getting in the ring with each other. And it's been 5 years already. What the hell? And I don't care if they do finally get in there before this year's out. I'm not watching it. I have turned those dudes off. I'm done. Just like I watched these bouts tonight and enjoyed them, I'll watch boxing like this, second-rate boxing, third-rate boxing. I don't give a damn about those two guys anymore. They're rich beyond my means, and why should I care? And every chance they get, they say little things to rub it in your face, huh? And you ain't gonna rub boo-boo in my face. No. I'll turn you off. I ain't gotta watch you. And I ain't got to talk about you. I ain't got to mention you on my channel. I ain't got to put your pictures up there or none of that foolishness. Because you got your fanfare, huh? Whether they're right or wrong. And you can live and die with those suckers. T-Berry, you asking, I blame them both. I don't take sides. I told you before, I see boxing different from you guys. When fighters want to make a fight, they make the fight. You ain't gotta wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And for some of those who used to say these things about let it marinate, these damn idiots of today let the fights overcook, roast, burn, and be discarded. And that's the stage I'm at. I've discarded. And I've been watching boxing longer than them niggas been alive. How about that? So you can't come in here and blow smoke up my rear and try to get me to side and think like you. Because I don't think like you. Yeah. So take my message of what I just said about Tank and this kid Shakur, because Tank ain't gonna go up no higher. He gonna stay right where he at. They can have a couple of matches, and if they're good, maybe even a trilogy. But do not do what you did to those other two fools and have them circling the wagons and threatening and all of that stuff, and nothing happens. Every time Leonard Ellerby say that dumb stuff, call him out on it. I got a video coming next week where I'm talking about him, talking about Haney. I'm piggybacking off of what 78's video, wonderful video yesterday was. And I talk about that in my video. It'll come out Wednesday. But it needs to be said. Guys like Ellerby, they want to get rich off of the fighter's blood. Tank's blood. That's right, Chi-Town. I've been watching it far longer than these dudes been alive. And they come out here like they know, like, mother gods of boxing, we should just kiss up to them or whatever. Please. And that little black dude, man, let me tell you something about people like him. Bro, I've had my fill. I've had my fill. I wish he would just go the hell away. And you see this guy that's coming up in his camp, just like him. So y'all can latch on to that all you want to. He couldn't even start the fight off without showboating and everything, giving face expressions and all of this foolishness. I'm like, what the hell is this fool doing? You can take them out of the ghetto, but you'll never, ever, ever take the ghetto out of them. And them the main ones that'll kill you, huh? Rob and steal from you, huh? Burn your house down. Break in your house when you go on to work. Yeah, they are. Yeah. See, I'll say it because I've lived it. I've seen this. Foolishness. Let me see him clown in there with the real good fighters, the Riveras, the Martins, huh? Those guys. Tank, all of them. Let me see. Cruz. Let me see him clown with them guys. See what happened to him. Watch. But they gonna talk that talk and be over there on Top Rank fighting guys that don't belong in the ring with them. That's what they do. That's what they do. Not impressive. Not impressive. T. Berry, if you want to study the sport appropriately. Go dive into some history of the sport. Go check out people like Scrapbook Boxing, huh? Who can bring you along the way. Because that's unfiltered, unadulterated content that will set you in the right direction. All this other stuff out here is people giving their angles of what they like. I don't talk about what I like. I talk about the sport in its entirety. Sometimes I might even talk about the things that happen outside the ring, but not all, because I don't dwell on that. If I were to do that, it'd take my love for the entire sport away. So, there's a means to get yourself shored up on what's happening with boxing. Let me see you in the Tuesday tussle on Tuesday nights. You'll learn a hell of a lot there, and you ain't got to wait for Tuesday. You could go back in my archives and look through that, and you will see. Become a member of the channel like you are, and go through the archives for the 3 wise men of boxing. There's education there for you. Stop sucking the you know what of these other dudes out here that don't offer nothing. Emptiness. T. Berry is asking, what's my opinion on Big Baby? He needs to fight somebody with a pulse. That's my opinion on him. We hear about how great he's looked in the gym, but when they gonna put somebody in there against him? Fight somebody with a damn pulse. Just padding the record. He's beating up on guys that don't even belong in the ring with him. He's probably fought better fighters than the amateurs. Steph Brown, I don't understand your comment there. I don't know if that's, I don't understand that. It's very difficult sometimes to get the gist of what somebody is saying in their message. So if you'd like to make yourself clearer, then I might be able to make a comment on that. Yeah, William, see, you old school like me, man. You know the difference. You know the difference. Listen, man, these guys, I've seen it before. I've seen this stuff before. Guys out there clowning and dancing and coming to the ring and getting knocked out in the first round. I've seen all this foolishness, bro. Guys chit-chatting and jabber-jawing and all of that and get clocked with a shot and turn into a different type of fighter for the rest of their career. Anthony Hembrick, Hector Camacho, look them up. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's the one thing I don't do. I understand that a lot of these guys are out there with training wheels on and Pampers. I don't get mesmerized by tattoos and muscles and dreadlocks, and fringes on their outfits and all of that stuff. That stuff don't have nothing to do with the sport of boxing, because just like Emmanuel Stewart famously said once on a live broadcast, one left hook on the chin will change all of that. No, Steph. Okay, understood now what you're saying. But that Japanese man was not necessarily a nobody because of who he's beat. But he deserved to finish the guy so we could see him work his magic. But you are correct in what Top Rank does. And it's so sickening when it comes down to, especially, what's his name? Big Baby. The one thing I took away from this fight for Big Baby tonight was this. And you guys probably never even paid attention to this because I told you I watch boxing differently. They were halfway through the first round. And Big Baby, fighting Arias, had a glisten on his back. He was warmed up properly. He really was. But ironically, was taking big left hooks and just near missed big left hooks in the first round. But that glisten on his back meant that he had warmed up properly. Because typically guys will warm up by round 2 or whatever, and Arias was still dry. How about that? Did you guys notice that? Or are you just going to say, oh yeah, I noticed that too because I mentioned it? This is what I'm talking about. So what that meant was Anderson was ready to go. He was warmed up, but he was in there with a guy that wasn't going to cooperate. So he had to kind of go after the guy. And then once he started hitting the guy had not enough resiliency to stay or withstand. Meaning that he wasn't on Big Baby's level at all. You can only fight so many of those fights. Otherwise you will become Trevor Bryant. Okay? And we saw what Danny Dubois did to Trevor Bryant. Stop the foolishness. But see, those are the kind of things that I look for in fighters. Especially in the heavyweight division. To see a fighter like that, and he's halfway through the first round, and he's got that glisten on his back, the moisture from the sweat, that's a good thing. If you guys remember when he was great, Mike Tyson used to come to the ring in a frothing sweat, ready to go. That's why he could jump on people in that first round. That's why he could do it and get people on up out of there, because he was ready. It takes some guys 3-4 rounds to get warmed up and ready to go like that. If you're in there with Mike Tyson, you don't get 3 or 4 rounds. It's over. I did a Tuesday tussle on that. This is what I'm talking about. T-Berry and guys like you all out there. If you watch my content, bro, it's very consistent. One thing can link to another and another because it's coming from a place of sincerity. If you follow my channel or follow me, then you know who my favorite fighter was. So I don't have an iron in the fire today. I don't. And even when I had my favorite fighter who was fighting, who fought long beyond the point that I wanted to see him fight, I was always very realistic about he and his chances and who he was up against. See, I talk. That's why, like when I'm on the show with Drew on Sunday nights, the Strong House, and he has those guests on there, and I can talk to those other coaches and trainers. We always have great conversation because I speak their language. I gave you 3 different comparisons for Shakur's performance tonight. I said James Toney. I said Shane Mosley. And I said he's the new Pocket Rocket. And if you guys knew boxing, you would know who the Pocket Rocket was. A little fighter by the name of Wayne McCullough. Trained by Eddie Futch. Little white guy. Good fighter. Threw punches and combinations like nobody's business. But I'll tell you something. That's from an era that most of y'all don't even follow. Now, William Old School will know who Wayne McCullough is because he's old school. But when I talk about these things, there's an honest assessment and placing an acknowledgement of what's familiar. That's absolutely true, William, because the idea is to build the blocks toward a complete fighter. You don't cement someone in at a level. Erosion, like you said, sets in. But you build towards something. So what your guy can punch. Let us see good conditioning. Let's see him go the distance. So what your guy can take a shot. Let's see him get out of the way of shots. Block, slip, evade, move his feet. So what your guy can move. Let's teach him how to stand on the inside and give angles like Shakur did tonight. Because sometimes there may be pressure that he's going to have to face. There's many layers to an onion before you get to its essence. I talk about that. Most of the people out here, like I said, it's over 200 and some people that came by for this post fight, but I only got 70 likes. Think about that. You know what that reminds me of? In every neighborhood, there's a central library. But I guarantee if you were to walk inside, there's hardly a person in there, aside from those who work there. But in that library is a world wealth of information. But y'all standing outside smoking that shit and walking up and down the streets and standing on corners. And you'll complain about everything else and point the fingers at everyone else. But you do nothing to exercise the liberty you have to walk inside that central library and make yourself a better man or woman. Or at least encourage your kids to do it instead of sitting up watching a laptop or a tablet or on a phone for hours and hours and hours on end. So you see those extra 100 and something people that pass by this channel? Huh? It's like walking past that central library. They don't stop here and say, hey man, this is great stuff here. We like what you're doing. I'll subscribe. But you'll come here on a Saturday and just eavesdrop. But as I've been known to say so many times, everybody ain't gonna make it. So Bam Rodriguez won his fight, the flyweight fight, and Gonzalez put on a pretty good show. Toward the end of the fight, he picked it up. I caught those last 3 rounds. And early on, Jesse was hunting him down, doing some good work. I thought he might get a late stoppage. But Gonzalez was wily enough to stay erect and keep himself from getting knocked out. Good stuff. I'll have to go back and catch the complete card because I just basically watched Shakur's card this evening. I was dialed in to him because I wanted to see, everything that was happening there. Just kind of pick my show to follow. But DAZN had fights on early in the afternoon for the pre-fight, So that's what they do. They put a lot of fights on their cards. They call it before the bell or something like that, before the main card. It could be 5 fights or 6 fights there. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna take a moment out, pay some bills.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit. Making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah, get yourself some of that Stormybman merchandise, man. And the Focus Ball, that's what's up. Have to know that we out here trying to make things better for you all with merchandise, quality stuff. That's what we do. But it's getting late, y'all. Got the call-in show in the morning. And hey, we can talk more about these fight cards today. I will have watched a little bit more of the fights, and you know, that's what's up. But it's been a great evening of boxing, and Fundora getting knocked out at the end is just icing and cherry on the cake. Oh my goodness. I just wish I had saw it live, because I had just turned my head from the TV screen and I was looking at my audio mixer here. And they was like, oh, Fundora just got knocked out. I was like, what? Oh my goodness, man. Fundora went out. He went out like a clown. Got him. You big goofy. I'm gonna enjoy that, man. And I know Learn don't like it, but I'm not making fun of you, Learn. I'm just making fun of the fact that the guy got it, huh? He got it because the only thing that saved him was his height all this time. If he had been shorter, he would have went out sooner. How about that, huh? You talking about let it die here. No, let it rise to the heavens. Appreciate you, William. Learn is mad, man. He was riding. He was riding for his bro. But let me tell you something. Ride for the sister because she's a better fighter. How about that? Learn. Huh? I told you, Stormy is very perceptive on these things. She's better, just like that Caroline Dubois is better than Danny. Huh? So don't feel bad. Huh? These things happen in life. But yeah, man, I'm going to get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came out tonight. The super chat I got. And we're gonna be back for the call-in show. So peace to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we gone.